the Freddie Gray hearings have begun here in Baltimore. When it comes to issues of race and racial tension in this country, what do you believe is the biggest issue facing the African-American community, and what do you plan to do about it?
When it comes to the issues of racial tensions, I think there are many issues, and sadly, I think a lot of white people have a difficult time talking about race. I have treated this wound of race, economic inequality, public safety for 23 years that I have been in public service. Maybe you might even add 2 when I was a state's attorney and a prosecutor here in Baltimore City. The key to our success as Americans is that in every generation we make greater progress to becoming a more just nation, a more inclusive nation, where all of our people can participate and not have to live in the shadows or feel that we have to live in fear. And I think it's very difficult for a lot of us who are white to appreciate the constant state of vulnerability within which many of our black neighbors live, on doing simple things like driving to and from work, or seeing a son go out and borrowing the car for a date on a Friday night. I mean, that's something hard for us to understand. So this is something that we have to work on as a country, both to equal protection under the law, greater openness and transparency when it comes to how we police our police, and also greater work in terms of reducing our incarceration rate in our country and bringing jobs back to those places where unemployment is the highest, in the heart of American cities. You know, unemployment's actually higher now in many American cities than it was 8 years ago. We can't be a strong country if the message we send by our inaction is that large numbers of Americans are unseen, unneeded.
Well, then let me specifically ask you a question about Black Lives Matter. Secretary Clinton met with the Black Lives Matter activists and told them that without a clear plan, their movement will get nothing but, quote, lip service from as many people as you can pack into Yankee Stadium. Do you agree?
I think that the Black Lives Matter movement and group is actually making a critically important point. I mean, in our country, there is no such thing as a spare American. And since our nation's founding, we have devalued and undervalued black lives in our nation. You see it demonstrated in a number of ways, including the way we have in the past shrugged our shoulders at the large numbers of people who die violent deaths in the heart of American cities and act like there's nothing we can or should do about that. So I would disagree with Secretary Clinton. In fact, I think there are things that we can do that actually improve how we police the police, that improve police-community relations, that can reduce police-involved shootings, which we did here in Baltimore, driving them down to their 3 lowest years on record during my time as mayor. Civilian review boards work if you give them their own independent detectives. Doing reverse integrity stings to protect the integrity of your force, that also works. Equipping police officers and police cruisers with the sort of body cameras that allow police departments to be on the cutting edge of an open and transparent society where all of us have cell phones and video capability on our cell phones. These are things that can actually work.